Working on a 3-liter Audi, this is a common issue you'll have with the glow plug wires, where the actual housing that covers the wire breaks off and just leaves this back end. I know some people will have it where this entire thing breaks off. The wire itself is still intact though, typically, so if I were to go to connect this onto the engine here, you can go down here and connect it and it still holds onto the glow plug nicely. It's just the housing itself is damaged. So what I've done is created a housing that replaces that entire thing. So what this is basically two snap fit pieces that key together, and then there is a actual snap fit piece that sits in the front here, and that's actually what snaps onto the glow plug itself and holds it in place. So what I'll show you how to do here is basically clean up the wire damage, and then what we'll do is we'll put the replacement piece on and then work on getting this all put back together. So first off, what we'll do is we'll start cutting this piece apart. So this, usually what I'll do is I'll kind of just start cutting the side pieces off here. You can cut down the side of the wire here like so. You just need to be very careful because underneath here there is still wire. So what you're trying to do is just get down to the shielding that the shielding of the actual electrical wire there. So I'm going to keep cutting this off here. So you can see how this is just cracking away. The plastic that they're using is not the most ideal for longevity, so what it's doing is it breaks down into grades, and then all the heat cycles, it will get to a point where it just becomes basically this brittle mess, and then when you go to take it off to replace the glow plugs, they will just shatter. There we go. So you can see I just pulled this piece off right here, and that was just wrapped around the wire there. So what you're going to want to do is get this to a point where there's basically no plastic left on it. So like that. And then if there is any damage to the wire where you can see bare wires, just make sure you put like a thin piece of electrical tape on there. Not too much though, because if you go too thick, then the piece that I made will not be able to snap over ideally. So what we'll do is we'll take the wire like this, and what's going to happen is this is going to sit in here, but we need to make sure that our snap fit piece is sitting in here as well. So there is a spot right here that just sits, and what I typically do is I actually take the second half and I start snapping it together, and then just make sure that see how the wire can, let me slide this forward and back, the wire can slide in there. Just make sure you slide the wire all the way forward before snapping the entire piece together. And then you'll know you got it because you'll not be able to push the wire in any further, and it should not come out any further as well. And then just a thing that I'll do to double check that I got everything in there correctly, the snap fit at the front, if it rotates, you know you got it into the groove that it sits in, because it's just kind of floating in there. And then if you do have the wire protectors, which this car has, it's kind of like a handle basically, I'll put those offset 90 degrees on here. These are a genuine Audi part. And then what I'll do is I'll snap these on as well. Just make sure the wire is in there. There we go. So now we have all of the snaps in, and you can see that basically looks factory at this point, and that was my goal with this project. And then what I'll do is I'll take this, and I'll just show you what it looks like here. Just go down like that, and then there is a noticeable detent that you'll feel when you plug that in. And that's it. Obviously, this is common for the 3-liter systems. May work for other systems. Still working on figuring that out right now. Just need to make sure I test it on other vehicles. If you have any questions or concerns, just let me know and I'd be glad to help out. Thanks for watching.